Hola. Twin, what's up? Dropping a raid right before we start. What good timing. Well, welcome everybody to our Sunday night Vampire the Masquerade. We're a bunch of creepy night crawlers run around the city of Melbourne trying to solve an assassination attempt. But, Twin Gats, what's up, dude? Welcome everybody from Twin's channel. My name's Evldoa, and we do a lot of Dungeons and Dragons, tabletop RPG stuff, and we do some games here and there as well, but it's mainly dedicated to D&D these days. Vampire Masquerade is an extension of that. There's another tabletop game system using dice and roleplay to tell a story. We are about to embark on session 9 of our story. So we're still fairly early in the story. If you want to catch up with previous episodes of the story, you can check it out on my YouTube. Exclamation point YT in the chat will give you the details. Activate shares and senses. So Magic is sharing his senses with everybody. Anywho, so last week we had a very good show. It ended with a little bit of an incident at Jackson's Haven, so we're going to be talking about that a little bit and finding out what the rest of the team was up to. Wednesday before that we had our Curse of Strahd campaign, which is going very strong. We hit episode 40 on that, so we're doing very well with that also. Just to let everyone know that not next Sunday, but the following Sunday, Sunday the 11th of July, we will not be streaming a Vampire the Masquerade that evening, but we will instead be doing our Paradigm Campaign 1 one-shot. So we're going to revisit our old characters, the characters of Sadiq, Ildri the White Dragon, Het the White Dragonborn, Alessandrus the Changeling Rogue, and Neymaris the Kalistar Barbarian, and do a one-shot involving them in the same realm of Paradigm, set 10 years after the events of the end of Campaign 1. So it's a little bit of a jump, 10 years forward. Het has discovered a artifact that needs to be retrieved and will collect his friends for a jaunt to recover this particular item. Het has gotten a little older. So that'll be on the 11th. So we have tonight, we've got next week, which is the 4th of July, and then the 11th of July will be the one shot for Paradigm. And then we'll be back into Vampire again after that. So, without further ado, about 80 is their maximum lifespan from memory. So he will be getting on in years. He'll be getting towards the end of his life, definitely.
He's got a belly and his metabolism just isn't like it used to be.
He's got the dad bod going on. But anywho, so without any further ado, we're going to switch over to Baz, our storyteller. I'm going to turn on my music.
All right, hello everybody. Wow, we're going to rock into the recap. Good to see all the players together in one screen, all the main players. But needless to say, it won't be long till we see Magic and Mina back on the screen. Anyhow, the night began last game with Jackson and Zane organising their teams to kit out the areas in the building that houses Elysium. Jackson was able to get a good view of some blueprints and talk over the finer points with Prince Taylor and Sheriff Marco. Zane texts Pip about securing his hand, but I think Pip had his own plans for that. They then proceeded to look around all the entrances, obvious or otherwise, and they came across William Chopin, an older man with slick-back, wispy, shoulder-length hair. He was the current keeper of Elysium, and he is also a resident of House Tremere. Jackson was able to speak with him about traps and wards in the area, whilst Zane asked questions about cows and feeding on vegans. Texts were received from Echo and Aaron during the interrogation, and a camera feed check revealed Nathan, one of the prince's coterie, about to put his feet on Jackson's desk when the cameras began to show some static and lose focus. Jackson and Zane spoke of having a secret access to the new security system with Elysium that only Zane would be able to utilise, and then the two Hounds were then invited to sit in on a meeting with the Prince and the Primogen Council. During this meeting, a Gangrel woman, a teen boy and a teen girl were found in breach of the Masquerade. Talks were had by Prince Leslie and the Council. Then the Prince carefully explained the rules, whilst the Tremere Primogen, Bobby Stigwood, tried to gain truth from the Gangrel woman about her sire. The woman seemed to have limited memory of him, but she told a tale that he rode a motorcycle and his jacket bore an insignia with a skeleton and a scythe. The decision was reached to punish the breaking of this third tradition by execution. So Sheriff Marco, there's a lot of words there and it's confusing me. So Sheriff Marco, delivering his duties by way of transformation into a giant dark green python. He quickly killed the boy with mercy, but the Gangrel Primogen Daniel Connor spared the young girl and said he'd take her on as his own. Then lastly, Desiree, the woman who had sired the children, she was crushed slowly and painfully by the massive snake before the final death, as it bit her head off. The prince introduced Zane and Jackson to the Primogens of each clan, both showing respect to the elders. Prince Leslie then later discussed with Marco that if the Hounds were successful, he would offer them domain of their own. This wasn't mentioned to the Hounds as of yet, but they did speak to the two present Hounds about what they needed before the prince's vehicle arrived and got them to safety for their day sleep, and I believe that was back at Sarah's place. Jackson accompanied the prince and his coterie during the walk out. He was asked his opinion on the Hound's current members, and as the prince's cars exited, Jackson's phone rang. One of his men, hard to hear, hard to understand, but relaying something about the haven being shadowy and cold, and mentioning something about an explosion in Jenny's cell, and that is where the game came to a finish. So it is here we once again join our coterie on a Saturday evening at around 6:30 p.m. Dark clouds ominously move overhead, whilst a light wind drags cool rain droplets over the city of Melbourne, as a timely reminder that winter is setting in. Of course, this is good if you are kindred, as the night hours always seem a little longer at this time of year. Zane, we're going to start with you. You have headed back to your haven, I believe.
Yeah.
So this is the new night. And everyone, even though we're starting with Zane, everyone will need to make a rouse check as you awake to see how your hunger sits. So if we get everyone to do a rouse check, just a single dice, pass or fail, success or fail.
Is that a red one or a black one?
Just a black one. Good, Jackson. Okay, Echo, you gain 1 point of hunger. What does that
if you
put you at?
succeed, do you drop a point of hunger, or does it just remain the same?
It just remains the same. You only drop a point by feeding. Yeah. Echo, what were you at previously?
I think I was at, 4? No.
I was.
You fed, you were back to 3.
Yeah, I was
you went
fed,
out
but
feeding,
back to
so.
3.
Yeah. So that would put you back at 4, however.
I need to eat. Okay.
You do. You need to eat badly. Make a note of that. The beast within you is urging you for blood. It's warning you that it cannot wait much longer till the next bad thing will happen. Pip, pass or fail?
Pass.
Excellent. Aaron, pass or fail?
Fail, so I'm at 3 now.
Okay, the same thing with you. Your voice in the back of your head, it grips you a bit. You're not too hungry. You've been keeping pretty well, but you know you need to feed. And I believe that's part of your duty tonight anyway. Zane, pass or fail?
Fail being blank, yes.
Yes.
Correct.
Then I failed.
Okay, so you also gain a point of hunger. What are you at, Zane?
1.
You start at 1, so
You're always at 1.
All right, then 2.
Cool. You only get to 0 by draining someone to death, which is not good on your humanity. Zane, in your haven, tapping away at the computer, looking up all the bits and pieces and information that everyone has texted you or asked you about, you just get that pang of you need to feed. It's been a while since you've had some blood. That hand is healing, sort of. That's aggravated damage. Are you wishing to heal some aggravated damage, Zane, for your hand?
Absolutely.
Do you want to heal the whole of the aggravation, or would you just want to heal a part of it? You can remove it from aggravated to not aggravated, which I can't remember the word for right now. Superficial, that's the word, thank you. By making a single rouse check, or if you want to remove the aggravated totally, you'll have to make 3 consecutive rouse checks in a row. Yeah, the rulebook's harsh on that.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Thanks, Shanti. All right. So I'll go to superficial.
Okay, so make another rouse check.
And that's a fail. That's 3.
Okay, so you concentrate on your hand, the stump that's there, and it's repairing, and you can sort of see parts of the bone and the skin forcing forward underneath the skin, and the bone is forcing forward and starting to make the shape of a hand again. But it hurts as it heals. It hurts a lot, and you just get that extra, ever so hungrier. The beast pops his voice in there now, and he says, "Well, sucking on bags of blood. Here we go again. Maybe live meals are what you need."
And ignoring that voice in the head, I go straight to my fridge and go, oh, haven't had one of these in a while. Which one?
And you actually take a bag, do you?
Yes.
Excellent. Okay, that bag will remove, and I don't believe there's a roll for it, it's just 1 point of hunger by having a bagged material blood.
Cool.
Correct me if I'm wrong. So, Zane, you've been looking up a few things. Do you have anything specific you want to start with?
Nothing particular right now. Just making sure I've crossed the T's and dotted the I's and covered my tracks on whatever else I was doing.
Okay, so the main thing you were asked to look up from Echo the previous night, she texted you about Gerald Stone.
Yep.
You have been given the information on him. I can DM that to you, or I can read it out, or both. It's up to you.
Both would be great.
So it's easy enough. That's what you've been spending your time doing in the first part of this evening. Gerald Stone, you clocked him on the internet. It was hard to find. He was very, very hidden. You've got his name, but you're having trouble getting more. To get more than his name, and this is your bread and butter, so it's not too hard for you, but we're going to make a roll off the bat. Give me an intelligence technology roll, please.
Hang on.
Don't forget to add your hunger dice.
It's 4 of those. I'm back to 2 hunger, so that's the red ones in there.
Correct. You replace 2 of your pool with your 2 hunger dice.
And tech, wasn't it? So that's
Correct.
another.
Intelligence technology.
Wow, that's a lot of fucking dice. All right, here we go. 3 successes.
Very good. Like I said, not hard for you, a man in your job. You find, like I say, a quick, he's a human. You know he's not kindred. Age 47. So he was born in 1974. You manage with that role, you manage to it's hidden. There's a lot going on where it's been hidden, but you managed to crack it. Military. He's in a military database. He's ex-Australian force, and he has also been in the United Kingdom force. You find some links to our friend Jenny Lawson. He served in the Gulf with her. You also get a bit of description from him from his Facebook account, which isn't as well hidden. He's a bulky built man in some of the photos. You can see that he's about 5'9", gauging from some of the people in the photos. You can pick that. He has shortish blonde hair, black rimmed glasses, quite thick glasses. He's very clean shaven and he is very left handed, always drinking, writing, whatever he's doing, tennis, left handed. It says that he works in debt collection on his Facebook account and it lists an address in North Melbourne.
A quick search on the address.
Yep, you get that address. And I'm not going to give out addresses of real places in life, so it's a North Melbourne address, and you have that address listed in front of you. Zane, with that, we're going to come back to you shortly.
Yeah.
There was some other bits and pieces if you'd like to make notes of what you wanted to check out. I have some listings here, but we'll go to Aaron from here. Aaron, back at your own haven, I believe?
Yep. Went home with Munro.
Correct. So you out with Munro, the faithful dingo, happily following you around. What would you like to do?
I want to go hunting to settle the beast and also feed Munro to continue the bond with her.
Excellent. So you're going somewhere specific to feed?
Well, near my haven is actually a national park.
Yes, there is, yes.
So I'd be going hunting for an animal of some kind from there.
Okay, so you are looking to find an animal within the national park. It's not going to be too hard to do, but nighttime, gonna have to be looking around a bit. So we'll say that it will be a wits awareness, unless you have anything you think would suit better.
It's an awareness. Let's see. Wits is 2. Awareness is 2, which is the same as my animalism anyway, so. Now, when it shows up a critical, it needs 2, doesn't it?
Yes.
So it's only 4 successes then.
4 successes is more than enough to hunt down local game. Was there any particular wildlife you were looking for? Because with the
No,
wildlife
just anything that would be big enough to quench my hunger that I have at the present moment.
Cool. More than enough. A wildlife reserve, I would imagine there'd be some deer. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, I'd say there'd be deer, kangaroos.
Oh yeah, kangaroos. I don't live in Australia. I didn't think of that.
Yeah. Although they're more of a menace than a national creature.
Got
What else?
wombat as well.
Yeah, wombats and koalas and stuff like that. I'd probably be going more of a deer or something like that.
Something a little larger, yeah. And it's easy enough. A deer is the first thing you do spot. A single lone doe amongst some trees, some shrubbery. And like I say, with that roll, not hard to find at all. You and Munro both together. Munro's hunkered down, as the dingo's dogs in general tend to do when they're on the hunt mode.
Excellent. So we'll probably actually be going to try to kill it at the same time. So I'd probably activate my feral weapons.
Going in with feral weapons. Excellent.
And I succeed the check on that one. So
that's good.
Thank God I don't get any more hungrier trying to hunt down something to eat. So yeah, I'd probably get Munro to kind of hook around to cut it off.
Like a flanking maneuver.
Yep, so that I come up from behind and she comes up from in front type deal.
Good as gold. And this is easy enough done. Munro's and you are both well versed. This is not the first time you've done something like that. The only thing I'll need you to do is just make sure your stealth is good. So give me a dexterity stealth roll for yourself.
Dex. 4 successes.
4 successes, another good roll. You and Munro, like the deathly predators you are able to get. She sort of corners the beast. It finally, the doe sees her, but it's deliberate, and as it sort of turns away, it allows you to pounce. And you can describe how you put it down if you like. I'm not going to make you roll damage on it.
I'll probably go straight for the neck, try to instantly kill it, and then feed straight away.
Excellent. Yeah, so you jump on into the neck, you latch your claws, latch your teeth, and you put it down, and it's dead within seconds. But you're taking that nice warm blood as the beast goes. Yeah, it's somewhat what I'm after. That'll keep me happy for a time. And you may remove. Now, I believe, I cannot remember if it's the same. I'm pretty sure with the animals, it's only 1 point as well, isn't it?
I'm actually a
You're a farmer.
Yeah, I'm a farmer.
So it removes. I'd have to check that. But it's good for you. And just double check what it does remove while I go to the next character, if you don't mind, Aaron.
No worries. I'll look into it.
It's either 1 or 2. I can't recall. So we're following that up with Pip now. Pip, your night begins in a place where you feel a little more comfortable. The Caulfield Library, situated on the university grounds of Monash, I believe.
Yeah.
Hopefully you're not brandishing the Malkavian's hand.
I've left that at my haven. I popped the bits I have in the fridge.
Okay, so Zane's hand is at Pip's haven in the fridge. I'll note that down. The place you're in, the Caulfield Library, what are you doing there today, or this evening?
There's a cafe on one side, and Pip's just there with a hoodie on, which is a bit uncharacteristic for him, sitting there looking at the staff working the desk at the front, sort of muttering to himself. This I used to do this was, and he's sort of looking around to make sure nobody's paying too much attention to him. Sort of keeping a very close eye on one particular member of staff.
Yeah, looking for that one particular member of staff. You can't see her at this point. She's normally here at this time. It's her working hours, but you haven't spotted her. I would like you to roll a resolve and awareness for me, please. Because the last time you were here, something happened to you.
1 success.
1 success. As you're sitting there, taking in the surroundings of the evening, looking for one particular worker, you see another woman, a beautiful woman, possibly mid to late 30s, shimmering long blonde hair. It frames the perfect features of her face. That dress she wears, if you can call it that, it's a long black lace, completely see-through pretty much, but it just has thicker, larger lace patterns over the right areas, just covering the bits you don't really need to see. Everything about her is alluring, and she comes up to you directly as you're sitting there, and she says, "I'm looking for information on the occults, and this place is so very large." And she's looking directly at you, and she puts her hand on your shoulder.
You're the thing from 130. And he sort of like draws back a bit as far as he can get in the seat he's sitting in. He's like, why are you here?
As you ask the question, she shimmers away, and you realize that was just you. It was something in your mind triggered. It's not her at all. She's not there at all. There's no one. And from behind you hear a voice. "Is that Peregrine Elliot?"
Huh?
And as you look back, you see Samantha Vance, her shoulder crop, wild brown hair. Pretty dark brown actually. It's almost dark enough to be black. She sports a few earrings in each ear and what seems to be 2 or 3 fine necklaces. They lightly sparkle against her sort of walnut brown skin tone. She says, Pip, I haven't seen you here for nearly a week. Do you even still work here?
I don't know. It's good to see you. And he sort of smiles a little bit awkwardly at her.
Well, it's good to see you too, but everyone's been asking about you. What do you want me to tell them?
I've been unwell. Yes, very unwell.
Okay. You can ring in, let us know what's going on. We've been worried.
Yeah, it's been complicated.
Oh. Is there anything I can do?
I wish there was. But no.
And with that, she sort of goes, oh, well, I have to carry on. I'll catch you around later on, maybe.
Yeah, sure.
Maybe tomorrow?
Yeah, maybe tomorrow.
We could do lunch.
Maybe, yeah. I'll call you. I can call you.
Okay. See you, Pip.
Bye, Samantha.
As she walks away, we'll jump to Echo. Jackson, I'm leaving you to last because yours is a larger set. Echo, Sam pulls over in one of your older model cars just beyond the church grounds. He hops out and opens the door for you. Good evening, Echo. Where would you like to go now?
I really need a bite to eat. So, any of my fans live close by, I'll just do, what I do. And then I'd like to see Peggy, if I can.
Okay. And he opens a personal data tablet. He flicks through and he says, yes, Emily Brown lives not far from here.
Let's go get Emily.
All right. And he lets you in the car, closes the door, and begins to drive away, heading around a few blocks. As you drive, he says, the arrangements for the Ocean's Embrace Masquerade Ball?
Oh, yeah.
The book signing, they're underway. I've got that sorted.
Oh, good. Yeah. Is it going to be on a yacht or are we going to...
Yes, exactly. So you asked for a yacht. I found one that I thought would be perfect for the deal. The Saporum Sanguinis. It's a large party yacht. It'll be, hopefully, should be docking in Port Melbourne in the next day or so. We did say Wednesday, right?
Wednesday sounds good.
So Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So we're not far from it next week.
Yeah, I'm going to invite the coterie and I'd like to have a neutral ground maybe. Have everybody meet other people. Maybe we could get some answers.
Okay, I can do that. No hassle at all, Echo. Also, it'll be a 7 p.m. till midnight booking. Is that correct? I get those numbers right?
Sounds good. I think we can do that.
And he sort of slows down a bit, indicates to the right, turns around and says, this is Emily's place here. He looks at the time, he says, oh, she'll just be watching one of her shows. You should be fine.
Right. I'm going to do the same spiel I did with my fan that I know her name. Yeah, what's her face? They're all important to me. I love them all. And I just do the same spiel and do the same thing and try just to get to one, if I can.
Okay. It doesn't take long. Your wiles and the way they all just want to be around you. They're fans, of course. Everyone wants to help you with the writing of the books. She's more than willing. Her partner is in the house as well, but she takes you out to the equivalent of a man cave for a woman.
She shed.
She has a she shed. There you go. She shells. And the shed is like almost like a. You'd almost think a cultist would live here, but she's got posters of your book covers, your books, book signings, pictures of you. It's very overdone. It's very overdone. But there's a casting style couch there that you can get busy on with her.
Brown chicken, brown cow.
Sam is waiting in the car, so I'm just gonna drink and tell her like maybe next time. And she's definitely in the acknowledgements. And
By get busy, I did mean drink.
okay, yeah. And then I'm gonna get in the car and talk to Sam on the way to Peggy's, I guess.
Excellent. So you're on your way to Peggy's. Sam pulls off. He's indicating into the traffic, drives through, and he says, "The visiting hours. You've got about an hour to go, so we should be there just in time for you to catch up on her, ma'am."
Sam, I was asked if I liked what I've become. Are you happy with what has happened to you?
Yes, my job is definitely much better now I'm with you, Echo.
Well, yeah, she was a bitch. But,
Yeah, I mean, I wanted to kill her.
yeah, you almost did. Bravo. So, I was just wondering, like, if there's anything I can do for you, since you're working all the long hours and...
I'm doing pretty good. You rung me up, gave me a call last night and said to make sure I was safe. That's curious.
Yeah, yeah. How much does Sam know about the SI and all that? Do you think I would have...
Only whatever you've told him, yeah.
Yeah. So I did tell him last time that the SI was after him, so, yeah. Just be careful and stick with the family and you should be fine.
Yeah, no problem. Jonathan has been treating me well, and I've been going back there every night since the explosion a few nights back.
Yeah.
Seems like the safe bet.
Do you know of any abandoned places where we could find a new kind of place that's safe, like that isn't tied to anyone?
Are you talking like a big building?
Relatively large. I don't really care what it is, but that coterie kind of needs a new thing that can't be traced.
Okay, I'll get onto that. I haven't actually been looking up for anything specific, so I can look into that over the rest of the evening if you like. Once I've dropped you where you need to be.
All right. Hopefully, is Peggy at a new place? Did he move her? I think.
He's moved her to another rest home. Yep.
Yeah. Do you know if they know I'm coming, or do I need to do the usual sneaky in, Sam?
Either way, I can ring ahead before we arrive. We can make a call now.
Yeah.
She's now in the Anna House nursing home in Kensington.
Oh, okay. It's relatively nice.
And with that, Echo, we'll come back to you for that visit.
Awesome.
Jackson. We'll probably have a couple of visits to you too. So,
Yeah. A few things I want.
Absolutely, let me know.
Firstly, Jackson would obviously the previous show we ended Jackson driving to his haven. He would I would use a different entrance tunnels. I have several. Not always using the same one twice. So would have driven to a different building a couple of blocks over from the main building, made my way back through a separate set of tunnels.
Good as gold.
Double checking the security systems along the way. I mean, from message I gave you, obviously nothing's been tripped. Everything still looks
seems
fine.
to be fine, yeah.
So no one's made entrance through any of the tunnels that I'm aware of.
There's no trip traps, there's no broken doors, there's no sign that anyone's been in and out who shouldn't have been in and out.
I will then make my way to the main area, obviously back towards the cells.
Yeah.
The exterior of the cells, door open, still? Because you said on the camera I saw it open. Did it close again afterwards, or it remained open?
So the door, none of your crew have touched anything. The door has remained open. Unless it automatically swings in place, it would have remained open.
They're pretty heavy doors, so they need to be pulled closed.
Sure. Yeah.
So without actually touching the door, I'll sort of push it open all the way with my foot, and from the doorway I'll just survey what I can see in the room from the doorway at this
So
point.
Jenny's cell is scorched and scarred and burned. There's black soot, burn marks up the wall, the concrete walls. I don't know what you had in the cell as far as seating arrangements or bedding,
Would
but
have been
any of
just
that,
the one seat, no bedding or anything. It was that one
Yes,
seat
that
that
is lay on
she was with when she was interrogated. So that's how destroyed is that? Is that burnt?
yeah, it's
melted?
burned. The seat itself is just burned, not to complete total ash, but it's mostly, 2/3 of it's buggered. Her body is completely scorched. It's just mush on the floor. You
can't really recognize it as a human body anymore, like a humanoid body.
The shape is vaguely humanoid,
Okay.
but she'd been kindred for a little while, so it
Yeah.
started to break away really fast.
What do I smell? Is it just charred flesh, or
Yeah, it's very charred flesh smell, very charred. The heavy smell of smoke as well. It's sort of familiar to you, and if you'd
it's the
had
same with my dealings with explosives,
yeah,
certain types of explosives like chemical explosives, C4, things like that. Does I have that kind of
No,
smell, or
it's-
it's very more natural kind of
it's
smell?
more of a gunpowdery
Okay.
fire smell. That's
So I'm not going to touch anything. I'm just going to sort of pull the door closed, relock it, and
No
leave
worries.
it as it is for now. I'm going to go check on Jeremy. I'm not going to open the door. I'm just going to open the viewport on the door.
Yep, Jeremy's
And
alive and well.
Low and
awake.
well. Okay. I'll
He's-
turn to the guard that's there and say to him, has he been looked after? Water, food.
A kindred guard or a ghoul guard?
This will be kindred.
Okay. The guard there, he would say, yes, we've been keeping him well, sir. He's been pretty quiet, really.
Let's keep it that way. I want to keep him here for a time.
We've had a call, sir, from Marco. He was saying that they want Jeremy back in Elysian cells.
You can do that. Just hold him here for now. I'll call Marco myself and just explain something's happened. Keep him here for the time being. Now, were you present? Were you here when this shit hit the fan?
Yes, it was.
So we're talking shadows, cold,
Yeah, exactly what I said to you on the
unable
phone.
to breathe.
The shadows.
Well,
I
you
mean,
don't really
it's not
breathe,
super
but-
bright down here anyway, but the shadows got shadowier. It wasn't about the breathing. It was about we couldn't communicate and we could not see at all. Once the shadows got dark, it was just pitch black, very, very hard to see. And
That's a concern.
any yelling was just muffled. It sounded like someone was holding something right in front of our mouths.
Yeah, the smells, and not literally smells, the smells of blood magic, something that's odd to me. It's not natural.
Right. I don't know much about blood magic, sir, but
Neither do I, that's the problem, but this reeks of it. Someone
We've
did
had-
not want us to know what Jenny knows.
we've had people on the perimeter and no one came in or out that shouldn't have come in or out. It's the cameras, they were fuzzy the whole time. Every time
Yeah.
we go back to that date and period, everything that was recorded is either blanked or just like snow.
Now, I saw something on the camera in Jenny's cell. I'm going to pull the footage and get Zane to try and clean it up, but I want you guys to clear out. I want the building cleared.
Okay.
Go to secondary site.
Okay,
Have
secondary site.
Have everyone go to the secondary site, West Melbourne. This place is compromised. No longer safe.
You get a text at the same time, Jackson. It's from Marco. He's saying that the prince has asked Nathan to come and pick up Jeremy, and he is on his way.
I don't answer text, but I call him immediately.
Yep.
And Marco, tell Nathan to wait. I will bring Jeremy to the Elysium myself. I'm afraid there's been a breach at my haven.
That's fair enough. All right. Well, we'll get the cells ready here, and I would just so we're aware, we'd probably be in that next night by now. You would have checked all that cells out, and this call will be coming the next day. Yep. Marco says, do you still want access to the car park? You're after looking at the parking garage.
Yeah, I'll send some guys over to have a look at that. Inform the prince that Jenny has met final death, not by our hands.
Oh dear.
I will send over some footage to. I'll send some footage to your phone. I'm going to get Zane to look at it and try and clean it up, but it's hard to explain. I'm not sure what's going on. I'm clearing out my haven. Be aware that there is going to be a spectacular accident in North Melbourne within the next few hours. If you get my drift.
Right. I think I do. Just remember the masquerade and the traditions.
That is the whole reason for it.
Excellent. Okay, I'll catch you later on then. And he hangs up. Jackson, I'm about to flip through the cast one more time, but before I do, is there any calls you need to make to anyone?
I will make a call to Zane.
Zane, incoming call.
Ooh, hello.
Zane, where are you?
Yes. I'm here. That's where I am. Yep, here.
Zane, focus. Where are you?
My place. Here.
Do not go anywhere. Do not let anyone in. Close your business. There has been an incident. I'm sending you some video footage.
Ooh, video footage.
Clean it up.
Is it fun? Is it fun?
Shut up, Zane. Listen, this is serious.
Okay.
Clean it up and send it to Marco. And then, once you're done, go somewhere besides your haven, somewhere else safe, and stay by your phone. I will call you again soon.
Okay, no problem.
I hang up from Zane and I call Echo.
Cool. Echo, your burner phone goes as well. Your coterie phone, sorry.
Hello.
Echo,
Hey.
where are you right now?
I'm on the road.
Safe.
Yes.
Haven's been breached. Can't give you any details now. I'm going to send you an address. Send it to Pip and Aaron. I've got Zane working on something. Don't be alarmed. You may hear of a incident in North Melbourne in the coming hours. Just know that I'm not actually there when it happens. I'll meet you at this address, the address that I send you, in 2 or 3 hours.
All right.
And then I'll hang up.
I text the address to meet with Pip and Aaron.
And with that, I'll clear out all the guys in the haven. I will eventually put Jeremy in my car with me. He'll still be bound. I'll explain to him that he's going to be safe. But I need to move him.
Okay. And with that, we'll jump back to Zane. Right where we began. Zane, you wanted to look for what were you mentioning in Skype?
So with this name that I got given,
Gerald
out Gerald Stone, found out where he works. I'm checking out the company's financials, see if I can discern any discrepancies in that may lead me to think otherwise.
It says he works for a debt collection agency, and they're called I've got it listed here. They're called Gerrington Debt Collection. So that's who he works for. It seems to be a small company, only 4 or 5 people listed in it. But when you're going through the numbers and stuff, it's easy enough for you to spot. There's not a lot of. It seems too generic. It seems like it's a little made up.
All right, I'll bookmark that and keep digging a little bit further. As what Echo said about getting her friend to look for places, I'm also doing that.
You're going to look for places, okay? You know that in the Footscray area, sort of around the West Melbourne part, there's a lot of old factory space, empty buildings, things that have just been sort of left to rack and ruin that could be utilised for something like what you're after.
Yep. And start seeing if I can clear this video that I got sent up.
Okay.
And the address that Zane receives will probably cross-reference with one of those addresses it finds in West Melbourne.
Okay.
Abandoned factory areas.
Excellent. The footage he sends you, in order to clean it up, it takes a bit of effort. And once again, I'm not going to make you roll intelligence technology because it seems ridiculous. You have a pretty high pull there. So what you do find, it's very hard to clean the footage up. No matter what you do, it's fuzzy, it's snowy. But right as it's the inner camera sort of cell inside the camera, inside the cell camera, and the door opens. And as the door opens is when the camera starts to phase out. You see, like it's almost a gun before the rest of the camera throws, and then there's a bright light. It's very hard to clean up the footage better than that, but you can definitely see the tip of a gun before the camera's footage turns to complete fuzz.
Am I able to go frame by frame?
It's a high def camera, so
yep,
you would be able to slow it down quite considerably. Or 4K, it'll be 4K stuff.
Yep. No, you can definitely get in frame by frame. You see the door, it opens as it sort of pushes open. It's kind of a fast push too. It's been pushed quick. The shadows in the room grow so much darker, and you can see that every shadow in the corner just grows out. And then what you thought was a hand with a gun, it's still a hand with a gun, but it's the shadow that the gun sticks out of. The gun protrudes not from the doorway, but from the shadow. And then just as the gun fires, the rest of the camera fuzzes out. You don't get a clear visage of the gun. The gun is all in shadow as well, but it's definitely in shape of a handgun. But it's all in shadow. And then the camera turns to snow.
So just that section, I cut it and prepare it and send it back to Jackson.
Duly noted. Jackson, you'll get that image when we get back to you. And with that, Zane, you get the. I did mention Gerald's address was listed in North Melbourne. You find a second address after picking a bit harder. You got 4 successes earlier written down, so he has a second address with a wife and a child in Parkville. It's noted that he has used a company called Full Spectrum for his monitored surveillance, and he seems to have pretty good surveillance on both of his addresses that he has listed.
Oh, this is going to be fun. Yeah, so I'm definitely going to do a deep dive into those guys.
Okay.
They're my competition, come on.
They are indeed. And looking through Full Spectrum themselves, you would find that they are up there. They're alongside sort of Jackson's business as well, where they deal in the same sort of things between you and what Jackson does. They are one of probably your more prime competitions within the city of Melbourne. They tend to do a lot of this sort of work. They do all the same sort of sensing, infrared, hot, cold, 4K, whatever, all the high definition stuff. I'm not a computer guy, but they are. They know what they're doing. Okay, and with that, Zane, we'll leave you there. Just keep your mind where you are. Aaron, you've finished feeding. What are your plans from here? What are you doing with the doe's body?
I'll probably butcher it up and then take it to my neighbour and ask him to actually look after Monroe for a little while.
Yes, the neighbour who gives you a hand. That's good. And he's happy enough to do that. He's done it for you before. He's happy for the deer. Is that sort of his payment?
Yeah, it's his payment and also feed for Monroe. So it's
Excellent.
a 2-for-1 sale.
And are you also working with Monroe, so she's more devoted to you as well?
Yes, I would have actually fed her some of my blood while after the hunt.
No worries. And she's already your faithful and humble servant, and she happily licks away at the wound you opened to give her a drink. And of course, the piece of venison you threw her as well is nice and helpful. You both feel sated. I believe so. That's a deer. So I believe that would be just 1 point too.
Well, I was actually looking into it, and it doesn't actually say. Like,
Okay.
it just says that I prefer to eat animals, and I need to spend willpower to actually drink human blood. It doesn't say if it only just does the penalty of 1 or 2. So it's up to you, really.
Yeah, for now, I'll just get everyone to just do 1 point until we find more. I haven't done a hell of a lot of background on
Magic did say large animals 2, medium to small animals 1.
It may be different for farmer. Yeah.
Yeah, it might be different for farmer particularly. Yeah. I mean, I'm not sure.
But I'll dive deeper into that. From now on, at this point, we'll just do 1 for tonight for everyone.
That's
and
cool.
that will
I'm
work.
at 2 then, so that's fine with me anyway.
Keeps you down. You can always feed again later on if you need. Anyhow, so from here, where are you heading to? You've given this meat to your neighbour.
I'll be going back home again.
You also get the message from Echo about Spencer's location too.
Oh, cool. Right, and I'll go back to the Haven, grab some changes of clothing because I've been wearing the exact same thing for the last 2 nights.
Pretty much.
So yeah, a couple of changes of clothing, and then I'll grab the old beat up Datsun that I own and drive back into Melbourne to where Spencer's address was, where Echo sent me the location.
I'll beat up Datsun. I'll make that.
You'll be heading to West Melbourne.
So you're heading to West
I'm in
Melbourne.
North something or other. I can't remember exactly where it was.
Yeah, you're out of the more south side of Melbourne. Is this your Haven you're talking about, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you've got a little bit of a drive ahead of you. Not too bad.
Leave the bike and go with the car.
Go with the Datsun.
Nothing wrong with the Datsun. Great cars.
They were indeed. And so, with that, if you're happy there, we shall meet up with you shortly. Pip, after talking with Samantha at the cafe outside within the university grounds library, what is your plans?
So Pip sits there and writes a letter. This isn't my life anymore. I can't keep coming back here. And he folds the letter up. He takes it and puts it in Samantha's locker. And he grabs his books that he's brought back to return, because that's important to him. And he puts them in the 130 section, in the occult section. And he drops his card on it. And he goes to leave. And then he grabs his card and he leaves. And there's sort of blood trailing from his eyes. And he sort of wipes it off. And he, unseen passage out.
All right. Unseen passage.
So that's a rouse check.
It is indeed.
And I fail.
All right. Oh, and you fail. Oh, the hunger. One more. So what does that sit you at now?
2.
Oh, yeah, that's right. So you're doing okay. The hunger does pick up, though, and there's a lot of luscious-looking people here at the library. And, some of them are to go sleep. They've got early mornings tomorrow. And that beast in the back of your mind's just saying, you could go one more. You're not super hungry, but you're hungry enough.
And he'll sort of stop, and I think that he'll probably get the text from Echo, and that'll probably snap him out of it. And he'll just leave.
Excellent. You do get the text from Echo. So, with that, you've left and you're heading to that same address.
So I'll get some stuff from my haven, including Zane's hand and Jenny's Jenny's tongue, and I will drive to that location in my Toyota Tarago 1989 GLI.
I'll say you have Zane's hand and Jenny's tongue.
Yeah.
And a 1990. What now?
Toyota Tarago GLI. It's a van.
Okay, Toyota.
It's full of books.
Of course it is.
And you pick up those bits and pieces. How are you containing the hand and the tongue?
I've got like a little, those wine cooler bags.
Yes.
Just one on either side. It's
No.
like a double barrel cooler bag.
Oh, awesome. I love it.
All right, double barrel cooler bag. At least they're kept safe for now.
Yeah.
The tongue looks a little, the hand's okay. It's holding in there. And if you're happy there, you're heading off to Jackson's secondary haven. So, back to my notes. Echo. Your car is pulled up at the rest home. The Anna House nursing home is very nice in the Kensington area. It's a very well set out place. Everyone seems to care for the residents here very well. Sam had offered to ring ahead for you. Did you have him ring ahead, or would you rather just sneak in?
You know what? I'll probably just sneak in.
Okay.
Do if I know where she's at. If I don't know where she's at, or Sam doesn't know where she's at, I'll.
Sam does. He knows. He
Okay.
set it up for her. He moved her, made her safe. So he set it up. He gives you the room number, tells you how to get there
I'm gonna go through the window.
from the outside space. You go to the window and it is open as per usual. She always leaves the window open.
All right. Is she go in and I'm gonna be like, Peggy, you awake? Hopefully
She's from the window. You can see she's sitting on her bed, sitting upright, and she's reading a book. It does just happen to be Ocean's Embrace. And she's an older woman, possibly 70s, short bob hairdo, very, very silvery white hair. You can see she's in her nightgown. She's not in bed, but she's sitting on her bed, and on her arms are the faded tattoos of long ago that you would recognize the pictures of, but no one else probably has a clue. Because these days those tattoos are quite wrinkly and blurred. Very, very grey blue. She looks over and she says, Echo, is that you?
Yeah, I'm gonna go over and kiss her on the head and go, you shouldn't be reading that. That stuff's crap.
Which, it does remind me of things I know that no one believes me about.
Yeah. You know, you're going crazy. That vampire stuff's no good for you.
Well, that's why they put me in here. It's all to do with you.
Well, they treat you nice. I'm paying for it, so shut up, bestie.
Oh, this is what we've come to. Back to the abuse. Just like the old days, eh?
Hey, I ran into Aaron. Your guy's best friend. He's still alive.
Oh, well, fucking hell. I didn't think that would have happened, eh?
Yeah.
Who would have guessed that guy'd either get crashed and burned by now?
Yeah, and he's not old. He's a vampire.
Should have known.
Yeah.
You two, did you do it?
No. You know, book 2. I thought he'd die happily or be in next room with you, but no.
I'm not reading. No, I'm not reading your books to see about your life. It gives me the shits, to be honest.
You know,
Makes me go to the toilet easier.
Oh. You're still the same as ever.
Yeah, no, I'm kidding. And she drops the book on the bed. So he's still around. Well,
Yeah.
well. So you're with him,
No,
But no.
he's obviously didn't give a fuck to look for me, so I haven't talked to him about that yet.
Oh yeah. How do you know he didn't look for you?
Well, I don't. But I'm assuming since he didn't find me and my name's on the back of those books in every bookstore, it's not hard. So,
I've seen some ads. You've got some sort of yacht thing going on.
Yeah, you want to come?
Well, I mean, if they let me out, sure.
No one's going to bite you. You're too old and bitter anyway, so you'll be safe.
I'm too old and bitter. That's rough. How old are you? Yeah, see, I know.
I just want to make sure you're safe. All right? Don't go telling the nurses that I'm lurking around. I'm your emo granddaughter visiting.
Emo granddaughter?
Yeah.
What? I
look-
can't believe it. Supposed to be my friend.
Okay, yeah. I'm your friend.
Emo granddaughter. Come
Right.
here. What? You come here to visit me and check that I'm safe, and you just abuse me.
You're my granddaughter. Let's see how that goes.
I don't think they'd believe that looking at
Yeah,
you somehow.
exactly. So just stay safe. And anyone besides me that asks about you, I have a hacker. I'm going to get like a alert button or something that you're going to push when anybody but me of my kind comes in here. Okay?
Okay, I mean, I can't tell them apart, right? They just look like people, mostly.
If they smile and there's like long pointy things, longer than usual, push the button.
Oh, one of the nurses has got a snaggletooth. You'd love her.
Oh, yeah. I love you, Peggy. And I give her a hug. I'm going to go because I got to go to this thing in a few hours. So
You're bony. You don't eat enough. Oh, forget I said that.
I just ate, actually. She was lovely. I'll see you later.
And with that thought, yes. Don't go out by the door. Go by the way you came in.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I leave.
Oh,
For the heck.
she steps up to the window. Is that handsome young man that drives your car?
Yeah, Sam.
Yeah, tell him I'm keen for a meal with him.
Okay. He'll love that.
Yeah, no, look at him. He's
I know.
not quite 6 foot. Shh. What colour's his hair? I can't tell from here.
Kind of the sandy. Yeah, he's so easy on the eyes, but he worked for a pop diva who treat him like shit. So
Do you think he'd like my motorbike? He'd come for a ride with me, right?
he would definitely ride. He could be your bitch on the back. He'd love it.
Sure fucking would.
See you, Peggy.
Righto.
And it disappear.
Right, and you're going to be heading to the same address.
Yeah.
Okie dokie. Back to you, Jackson. You've made a few phone calls.
Yep. So after the phone calls have been made, I go to my main office, grab a bag, load in a laptop, a tablet. Pretty much that's about it. Everything else here I'm not really too attached to. Stopped by the armory. I did ask the guys as they left to take what they could to this new location. So the armory would pretty spare. Just basically replenish what I need. As far as that's concerned, it wouldn't be much. Then I exit the building back through the same tunnels I arrived with Jeremy, and take him to a different vehicle. This is no longer the Mustang. The Mustang will remain here. I leave location in a dirty brown 1981 XD Ford Falcon. Look, it's definitely an old beater. It's not. It's reliable. It's very well maintained engine wise, but it just looks like it's old. It's designed to not really stand out. It just looks like an old car on the road.
Okay.
I will then make my way over to Elysium and drop off Jeremy. to whoever's there.
And not a hassle. You take that sort of, it's not a far trip from where you are. So you take that trip to the Elysium building, dropping off Jeremy. Marco greets you as you bring him in. And Marco sends a couple of his men to take Jeremy back to the cells. Cells. He says to you, I take it nothing's going right for you either then.
I wouldn't say not right, but something's definitely amiss. A video will be coming to you sometime soon.
Okay.
Whoever you need to check it out, it's odd, but I think something really shady is going on, and I mean that almost literally. Jeremy,
Yeah.
had a bit of a conversation with him on the way over. I don't think he's a threat. I don't think he's got anything to do with this at all. I think he was wrong place, wrong time.
Yeah, Nathan said the same thing. He was saying that the Echo and Pip and Aaron were questioning him, and he was like a child.
Yeah, but I still think he could be an asset. If he's been bonded to the prince with his abilities, we could potentially use him. I think we can keep him around. If that's the prince's will, of course.
Well, I think the prince has ideas of what he wants to use him for. He's an odd one, but...
Yeah, well, you know my theory on Malcavs, but they do have their uses.
Not all Malcavs are a pain in the ass, but hey.
Yeah, right, anyhow, I got about 3 or 4 guys gonna come over and just go over the car park just to see if there's anything they missed. I mean, nothing over the top. They'll check it out and then they'll take off.
Okay, I've got my crew sending the camera footage to Zane as we speak.
Awesome. Now, to what I alluded to before, now that we're not on phones, North Melbourne is going to have a gas explosion next couple of hours. Going to level several buildings in that area, including KA security. They will find a body in the aftermath. Let's just say Jackson Spencer no longer exists from this day forward.
Okay. At all, you're writing yourself right off.
I think it's time I went underground for a bit. I think the SI has gotten too close to all of us.
Oh, you think the SI have breached your facility?
Not 100% sure, but I don't want to take the risk.
That's fair.
Not the first time I've had to change identity, as you're probably well aware that we do from time to time. But, I mean, KA Security will rebuild and will continue to run, but its CEO will be deceased. A new CEO will take over in due course.
All right, that's fair. I've got a lot on my plate this evening, so if that's all for you, I've like I say, there'll be camera footage sent to Zane from the car park here. It's not as good as what you had, but at least with your boys, and he sort of points to quite a few of your guys' crews still there doing the final touches and bits and pieces.
I hope it's coming along as the Prince likes. I mean, they seem to be doing all right. Things seem to be progressing nicely.
And the Keeper's very happy. He's putting his wards and extra wards in place as well, working along with your team. I didn't think it was going to go well at first, but he's playing along.
Good. William, I'd best be carrying on. I got other things.
Okay, no problem. All right. Are you going to leave me a note of where you are?
I will get Zane to see once we've established ourselves. As we said earlier, we'll probably keep any safe house quiet for the time being.
That's
for all parties' sake. I think more going on here. I think there's an internal breach with it. Not 100%.
Okay. I'll keep that in mind. I'll keep my eye out on some of the characters here.
Right. I'll be in touch.
All right, sweet. And he lets you go. And are you now heading to your
I'll
secondary?
then be heading to the secondary location on the way. Once I'm away from Melbourne, I will open up my tablet and initiate a sequence of small explosives that have been set along gas lines beneath the building.
Sweet.
Beneath 2 buildings, in fact. And within 20 minutes of starting the sequence, a large explosion will destroy KA security and the two buildings to either side, and rather spectacular gas explosion.
Crikey. That's all set up to run, and all your people are out. It goes off. During the time you're setting that up, you get a text from Zane. It says, Jackson, I have my own wheels. See you at the new place.
I'll do that. So by the time, if anyone gets here before me, they'll get to an address which is it looks like it's an abandoned lot, high fences. Doesn't really look like much buildings on this lot, but they'll be met at a gate when they drive up to it by armed security, and they'll be allowed into the area, and they will be directed to probably a single building, which looks like it's the only building on the lot. But once they drive in, they'll realise that it's not just a building, but it's a giant lift, which descends approximately 6 stories beneath an old military bunker.
Okay, so just before we get everyone back here, is there anything anyone else wanted to do before you arrive at Jackson's secondary building?
Yeah, me.
Okay, Zane, what are you up to?
So with that text that I sent Jackson,
Yes.
I tell my assistant that we're closing up shop for a while. Take a holiday.
Okay.
And
Close
with
shop.
that, I pull the doors down, lock them securely, set the alarms, and take a stroll to the nearest huge car park.
Yeah.
In that car park will be a kind of one of those big U-Haul moving vans. Not too big, but enough to have equipment in.
Okay, yeah, like a portable internet.
Yep.
Sweet.
And that's what I rock up in.
What color is your van?
White.
U-Haul truck, white. so it's just nice and white.
Yeah, just so it doesn't stand out.
Very, very inconspicuous. Just a big bright white van.
Okay, so it's white, but it's got wear and tear, like driving through the city. You know how you got the smog and all that.
That's never been cleaned, is what you're saying.
Exactly.
So it used to be white, it's not anymore.
Yeah.
It's that off-white Nestle milk chocolate color.
Yeah, we'll go with that. Yeah.
Anyone else? Good. And so with that, you all arrive one by one at this rundown-looking building where Jackson's given you the address of the Haven. You all arrive at, give or take, different times, but roughly within sort of half an hour to an hour of each other. And we can take it from here where you're all together. Jackson,
I'd be the last to leave. Last to arrive, probably.
Last to arrive, okay. So they'll all be waiting outside for you?
They would have been ushered. Yeah, they would have been ushered into the large warehouse-style building. They would descend the 6 stories in their cars. Like the cars would go. The elevator's big enough for vehicles. They would have been then ushered to park the vehicles in this large subterranean area, and then led to more comfortable quarters where I'll meet them. You'd recognise some of the guards that you'd dealt with before.
So the 4 of you, without Jackson, are in this like a underground, like a warehouse type area, Jackson, is there any furniture or anything within this place?
Yeah, it's all set up again, very 80s,
Okay.
very similar style to what they would have seen in his original Haven. Very similar sort of stylings.
Okay. Cool. So that's the 4 of you there. Jackson will be a few minutes away. You have plenty of time to talk amongst yourselves while you wait on him.
The decor would be like 80s horror posters, just the bookshelf with books on them. Again, a lot of it's to do with true crime, like true crime stories, horror stuff. It's a jukebox there that has nothing but 70s, 80s, and 90s.
Rob Zombie is on as you enter the room.
Pretty much.
Living Dead Girl plays. Yeah, right, over to you guys.
Pip, do you have my hand?
Yeah, it's in the van. Did you
No,
want
it's,
it?
all, it's all good. I think I'm growing my new one. What
Yeah.
what I can see of it.
Yeah, it's not smelling. It's
Why do you have it?
it's holding my tongue.
You have what?
To be honest, it's not actually his tongue. It's Jenny's tongue. Echo got excited with a knife.
I didn't get
remember right.
excited. You Pip, that stuff stinks. You don't want to shoot that.
Oh,
Are you
Echo.
a klepto by any
No.
chance? I saw the
Nope.
back of your car and it was full of books. It's like,
But there's books. There's books here too, and he goes to the shelf.
Yeah, you'd find things
Echo.
on occult and all sorts of stuff there, like books from the 1900s. Probably some, if you looked hard enough, you'd probably find some occult books from the early 1800s as well.
Echo, as for your text that you sent me, was you that sent me the text, wasn't it?
Which one? I sent you one about Sarah, and I sent you one about the other guy.
The other guy.
Huh?
Sus.
What'd you find out?
I got his actual address. He has a family too.
Living?
Yes. No, new Jenny. Yeah, that person. Gerald Stone, that's him. Works for a debt collection agency. Check their financials. They're sus.
I used
Yeah.
to do debt collection. It's good money.
These guys not doing debt collection.
How do you
Yeah.
know they're not doing debt collection?
The collection for you is a gang. He's not in a gang. Well,
Their financials don't show. It's fairly. Yes, Baz, I get that.
Trying to get it out.
he's talking to weird people in his head now.
I'm just giving you information. You don't have to read it out as it comes.
Yeah, so the debt collection agency that he works for is a fake one because the financials aren't right. They're too orderly. That's it, orderly.
Not everyone does their taxes like you, Zane.
So main job, vampire murder, side job, debt collection.
But he yeah.
What? Who
Here,
is this guy anyway?
Easier to get to his family, I think.
here where it gets interesting. He has under his employment. Well, he pays them. He pays them another security firm that
It's-
deals in.
Not Jackson's one, because we all know his security firm seems to be a little bit sus.
Aaron, shut up. Go on.
No, not them. Anyway, yeah, these ones deal in all the same tech and all that we deal in, and yeah, big money spent to look after him and his family.
So you're pretty much saying that you found the Second Inquisition, who are hiding behind a shell company as a security firm?
Possibly, I need to dig deeper into this. Debt collection. That's it.
Well, if you find that they're connected to a church, maybe there's Sabat.
You find his family, you follow him from there. It'd be easy.
About this time, the big screen TV in the room, which is like on the opposite end wall, 70-inch, would automatically turn on and would show the late night news bulletin. And I've initiated this from my car outside, which would show KA security absolutely destroyed, several buildings on fire, large gas explosion.
And with
See,
that,
I proved my point. Yeah,
with that, I
canning
retort,
security's own building.
I retort, show off.
And I would enter the room at that point.
Yeah,
Phone
absolutely.
in hand.
So you beat me to it. I was going to have a radio announcement, but you.
See, told you, show off.
Jackson
Yeah, it
enters
was
the
for
room.
show. I mean, I guess you figured what I was up to, Zane. But Jackson Spencer died this evening. I'm going underground for a bit. I suggest that... I mean, I don't suggest you go to that extreme. The rest of you, I mean, Aaron, I dare say you wouldn't be overly overt anyway. But if you have ties to the human world, now's the time to maybe step away from it. Just for a time.
Where's Timmy Tim? Jeremy?
He's back at Elysium. He's fine.
I wanted to talk to him again.
I think you'll get your chance, Pip. I think you'll get your chance.
Jackson. Oh no, so whoever you are.
You can still call me Jax, Zane. Obviously, I'm dead already, mate. I mean, come on. Use your brain a little bit.
I've got another idea for securing the Elysium.
Yeah, okay. Spill it.
Hand scanners that don't read palm prints but read blood instead.
You're talking about biometrics.
No, biometrics is hand scanning.
No. You're looking at sanguine biometrics.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be that difficult. But again, run it by the prince. See what he thinks.
I'm sure he'll like it.
Work up
That
the
seems a bit
formulas.
excessive just to get into
Yeah,
a
I mean, work up the
place.
formulas. You know what he said to you. I mean, whatever you can come up with, put it on paper, and he'll discuss it with you.
I mean, who wouldn't mind a hand prick every now and then?
Yeah, I mean,
Well, see, look, that would probably be really good for the inner part of the.
that's what I was thinking.
But just coming into it, that would be a pain in the ass.
Two things. How'd the prince go? Second, you said something happened, you were compromised.
Yeah. Zane, you want to put up the video on the screen, please?
Yep, I'd do that.
And you'll see the video that Jackson saw from inside in his cell.
Yeah, so you guys all see the same thing with the shadows, the door open, and out of the shadow, as Zane's had it slowed down and zoomed in, you can just see what seems to be the shadow shaping into a gun. It blasts, and right as it's blasting, before it even leaves the muzzle of the shadow, the camera fuzzes over, and you don't see anything else.
Now, I don't know much about the Tremere and what their capabilities are. I don't know what you guys know about the capability. One thing I do know, or one thing I've heard of, never met, don't know much about them. How much do you know about the Scourge?
What's the Scourge? What?
Aren't they the people that are under the control of the sheriff? They're the ones that, do the other stuff? Like the Hounds investigate and they punish?
Yeah, I mean, that's what I know. I mean, but I've heard stories of shadows coming to life, that sort of thing. This reeks of fucking blood magic to me.
I don't think it's blood magic. I think
It's something.
Another kindred's powers?
Something.
Kind of
Right.
like I can do the things with
Whatever
the
it
claws.
is, it got into my haven, past all of the security, the traps, the infrared motion sensors. Didn't breach a door, didn't breach a lock, but got into Jenny's cell and did that.
Jenny did say that we were about to be. What did she say? What were their words, guys? We were
We're all
about to
dead.
be. Yeah, we're all dead, and they were listening. You think they have another
I
vampire?
don't think they were listening. Not that place was, our signals can't get out. That place, it's locked down. But this place here, it's not on. It can't be tied to me. Not tied to any of my company. This is something I acquired a long time ago. Had built long time ago, or just in case. Never thought I'd ever actually have to use it.
That's why people are not buying this place. Now I
You-
understand.
Do you think that Nathan and them got information they needed, and they had like a Nosferatu or something hiding?
I don't know. I
Cleaning
really
it
don't
up?
know. I personally think that there is a leak inside of Elysium.
Do you get a good look at Jenny's face before she dies in the footage?
The footage is, unfortunately, the camera positioning is from behind, looking towards the door. So no, not of her face, unfortunately.
But I can tell you that she was a charred mess. There wasn't much left.
Yeah, Jackson, you said there was only one camera in each cell, right?
Yeah,
so I've
in the
assumed it would be
rear
facing
corner.
the door.
Yeah, facing the door.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's a wide angle, but yeah, wouldn't have been able to see her face. But my guys, they said it got cold, it got dark. They found it hard. They couldn't speak to one another across the room. It was like their voices were muffled. I mean, that just reeks magic to me. Something, some form of magic. I don't know what. But if the SI's involved and if they know about us, then we're all compromised. People we know are compromised.
Did you find information from the prince at all useful for this?
Zane and I were, I don't know if this was fortunate or unfortunate, but we were allowed into the inner sanctum. Well,
That's some creepy shit.
yeah, we met the Primogen Council. There was a breach of the Masquerade. It was dealt with. I bet none of you knew that Marco had the ability to shapeshift.
Is he Gangrel?
I don't think so. He was a giant fucking snake.
Can he use magic?
I don't know. I actually don't know much about Marco. I mean, I've been here in Melbourne for some time, but I've not had a lot of personal dealings with the sheriff, or even the prince for that matter, apart from when I arrived here, paying my due respects and setting up my business. Doing everything the right way. But something does not sit well with me within what's happening within Elysium. There is something that's gnawing at me. I have no idea what it is. I can tell you one thing, the prince is suspicious. Almost everyone in this room.
Yeah, he should be, probably. He doesn't
Especially
know us.
of you, and he points directly at Aaron.
He's a good dog, aren't you, shithead?
Oh, that's right. Yeah, good job, Pip. Yeah.
You know,
Hey.
My concern is simply this with you, Aaron. And I mean, no disrespect to you and your ways and your clan and your kind, but someone who works solely for money can never be trusted. Not in my books. I mean, I can pay you well, but what's to say that the Sabat or the SI don't pay you more?
Good point. But at the same time,
Because I'll tell you right now, you turn on me, I don't care for how much, I will put you fucking down. And I'll put you down hard.
I think we can all be swayed by our weaknesses.
The only weakness I have is blood. and I'll do
I'm
anything to survive.
persuade. I'm not very confident in the Camarilla lately.
My
think
confidence has
we
been shaken also,
I think
and this
we
is
should
out
talk
of
to the other.
self-preservation alone.
Maybe we should talk to the Anarchs and the Sabat. I have a ball coming up. I was thinking maybe we could make it neutral ground, get to the bottom of things.
How can you be
Where?
sure the Sabat will play ball? You know what they're like.
Well, they could say the same in the Camarilla.
Well, quite frankly, right now I don't trust anybody. Sabat, Camarilla, or Anarch.
We got nothing to lose.
Well, we've all got something to lose, ultimately.
It's in a couple nights, so I'll give it a think over. Free food,
Security?
open bar. Yeah, a little bit of security.
You require more?
If you like, you can have you
We
talk
can-
to Sam.
We can make them less noticed. Depending on where it is, they may not have to be in the same location. I have some very good riflemen at my disposal.
I rented a yacht, so
I can get other boats.
yeah.
We can have them, I mean, if it, obviously, darkened waters, they can be inconspicuous and be there at a moment's notice if required.
The idea is to have just a peaceful night of conversations. See if we can see who knows about the guru.
Definitely.
And
I think we need to find out how many other kindred are working for the fucking SI. Obviously more than one.
That's if the person that attacked your place is working for the SI too. It could have been
There's no way of telling
someone
that.
from the Sabat getting revenge on.
Two things
Something.
on that note. One, who knew that Jenny was at my haven?
God knows.
People in this room and the Princess
whoever
Coterie.
was on the and whoever was on the other end of that device that she had in her ear.
They would have only been able to track that so far before it went dead.
did
So-
you check Sarah?
I need to find out more about Sarah.
Zane,
I mean,
you're muted.
she's apparently on our side. Well, when I say our side, apparently on the Camarilla's side.
I have done nothing since the incident at the last place.
Well,
No,
Zane,
I'm
I
not-
got a job for you. I want
Yep.
you to find out everything you can about Sarah Barnett.
And give me her number. I'll text her.
I want to know where she lives. I want to know where her haven is. I want to know where she goes. I need everything that you can find.
Give me the number. Do you give me the Do you give me the number?
Yeah.
All right, I'll text Sarah and warn her what I
Now,
said previously.
something else I have to tell all of you. And once again, I will tell you the same thing I told Zane when I asked him to do this. If this gets outside and leaves this room, it'll be the final death for us all. I took the risk based on my gut feeling. But I've asked Zane, as we build Elysium's defenses, build in a backdoor to allow us access to cameras, to audio, and with the tunnel system that is in place in Elysium, I now know how to get in, out, and I know where the wards are. So we now have access to Elysium if we need to.
Very nice, Jackson. Much respect.
And this is purely for slightly selfish. This is for my own safety, leverage, if you will, if necessary. But I still believe there is a problem within Elysium. And right now, I don't really give a shit whether the prince lives or dies. This is about keeping the masquerade,
I
making
don't
sure
wanna be
our
a
kind
patsy.
survives.
Yeah, I don't want to get blamed because it's a setup.
That's
So-
my other concern.
Also, if we do decide to pick a different side, that back door could come in handy.
With that being said, Zane, I have a question for you. And I'll put the same question to everyone in this room. Where are your loyalties right now?
Can I get back to you on that one?
No, you cannot.
Oh, come on!
And with that, Jackson will walk up to Zane and get not super close, but close enough to him. I'll activate Daunt and ask him again. Zane, I'll ask you one more time. Where do your loyalties lie right now?
Same with that. You need to roll resolve and composure if you were trying to play against Daunt.
No, I'll let it ride.
We'll let it. Jackson's face just it contorts slightly. The fangs push out further. He looks rather angry, and he sort of puts his body in a position where he feels to you like he's towering over you. It's very menacing and very powerful. And you know what he's capable of as far as his abilities, or at least some of them. This is this is not nice for a Malkavian to see.
And with that, just do it right by the camera.
Ugh.
Are you sure? After what you saw last night, are you sure that that's where your loyalties remain?
Well, probably not.
Did
Look
you
down
not
at
see
your
the
hand.
weakness in the prince? Those that break the masquerade put us all at risk.
Yeah, I would have killed her. Oops. Did I say something wrong?
No, you didn't. Does that not show weakness in your eyes? Allowing a breaker of the masquerade, someone that's put our kind at risk, to live? As much as the rules of the masquerade are somewhat choking at times, and the Camarill's execution of them, but we still have to maintain the masquerade. And with that, Jackson will shoot a very telling glance directly at Pip.
Daunt is still up too.
It's up,
So
up until I turn it down.
Are we all affected by Daunt, or?
if he speaks to you with it,
If I speak to you directly,
Oh.
yeah.
you can choose to roll against it.
What's
Pip,
the roll against it?
resolve and composure.
I will try.
Just gonna pre-roll, just finger.
Yeah, that's fine. You guys can pre-roll. Just retain that.
If you want to, yep.
4 successes for Pip.
Pip, you can see he's menacing. You know, I mean, from what you've seen over the few nights, he's a man of his word. But you hold your ground. You don't whimper away. You don't cower at all. You've seen a few crazy things lately, and you hold it. You hold your composure.
Yes, Mr. Spencer? How can I help you?
Same question to you, my new friend.
Well, I owe a lot to the sheriff, but he's like a book with missing pages, and he's frustrating, and there's something not quite right.
So would you say your loyalties lie within this coterie?
I mean, it's pretty much all I know. I don't know about these sides that Miss Monroe keeps wanting to flip-flop, flippity-flop, floppity-flip, flop.
I'll take that as a yes. With that, Jackson actually softens a little bit with Pip. And then he'll turn to Echo and ask the same question.
I'm gonna be right face to face with Jackson, and I'll be like, I am not loyal to any of you until I see how you fight as a group. and I see what each of you feels about this Camarilla, because I don't trust them. And I don't trust the sheriff.
Fair enough.
Echo, did you roll against Daunt?
Yes, I got 7.
Same as Pip. You know what he's like. You've seen this active power before in others. It's pretty good, but you're able to hold your composure as well.
Pip goes up to Jackson and whispers, he's like, but I think she really likes shithead.
Jackson will walk, sidestep and walk past Echo, placing a hand on her shoulder as she goes, just as a fair enough type thing, and will approach Aaron and ask the same question.
Aaron, your roll.
I got 5.
Okay,
For
so
mine.
same deal. You've passed that roll. The Daunt doesn't take effect on you as it would a weaker mind.
Well, it's pretty simple. Well, I have no loyalty to the Camarilla, Anarchs, so bad. I'm independent. But, at the same time, over the last few nights, what I've seen about the Camarilla in Melbourne, they're losing for a reason.
So I'll say this then. Say you have no loyalties to them. Would you say that you were loyal to this coterie and survival?
Well, yeah. I've known Echo for a while. Zane, I've had.
I kind of get that, but I think there's something that needs to be discussed there too.
Yeah.
How
There's
about you just
definitely-
give him a job and pay him? That's
Jackson.
There's definitely
is-
something going on there that you're not telling us.
We need to have a talk, but
Aaron is loyal if you give him the right bone.
He likes
yes,
a good job.
I get that, but
Give him a job.
unfortunately, what's going to come down to is eventually it's not going to be about money. It's going to be about the survival of this coterie and the survival of our kind in this.
well brought up, Zane.
Zane!
Dinner.
Did you eat
Your
before you
fault.
came here,
What
dude?
did you
I think.
eat?
My
I
God.
think
I did. I'm sorry.
Your breath is
Yeah.
rank,
Smells
man.
like
I think that
bad
whatever
blood.
whatever you
Ugh.
ate must have been off, man. Fuck.
it smells like a month old, but
Fucking hell.
that's okay. He's allowed to have what he wants.
Whew.
Look, I've got people I need to protect, and I'll protect them. If you're in that group, I have no issue with it.
Well, see that's what it comes down to. Do you put us in that group? Not.
For the moment, yes. Yes, I would.
Well, for the moment, I'll put you in that group also. But my previous statement stands. You turn on me, anyone in this coterie, and I will put you down.
Same.
Same.
So at least we're in somewhat of an agreement that at the moment, this coterie is a very motley family, if you will. Still some things to prove to each other.
That all put aside, what exactly happened at this thing you and
Well, I mean,
Sam
as I said,
saw?
Masquerade was breached. We all know the penalties for breaching the Masquerade for sire and child. In this case, it was 2. And when I say child, I mean child, not as in Pip being a new child. I'm talking children. Now, I don't know how you all feel about siring children, but I, for one, never do it. I don't approve of it. I think it's cruel. Condemn a child to our way of life. one of the children was killed, but one was allowed to live.
Did it have special powers or anything?
Not that I'm
What's the
aware
reason?
of. She was Gangrel. The Gangrel Primogen took her on.
Oh, so someone.
He's an ass anyway.
Someone.
Speaking of
Adopted
which, this may interest you, as I'm sure you will. When I mention this, your ears will definitely prick up, Aaron. A biker was responsible for siring the woman that sired these children. Dark-haired man carrying the sign of the Reaper.
Oh,
Can you give me a little bit more information? Maybe
It's
I know
pretty
this.
much all they had was dark-haired man, motorcycle, skull, and scythe.
What,
I
a
can only
tattoo?
I think it was on the bike more than a tattoo. But I can think of one MC that fits that bill.
Yeah, there's an individual I need to go have a talk to. Touch my bike. That's not.
But it seems that, they're not exactly what we're dealing with here at the moment. It seems a little bit of outside of that, but I'm itching for a scrap. And to be fair, I'd be rather interested to talk to guys as well. I've had a few run-ins with them in the past.
wouldn't mind riding a bike again.
A lot of fun.
Go for a little drive.
Unfortunately, I brought the car.
We have Gerald Stone to deal with. And from what I overheard as I walked in, I like your idea, Echo. Get to his family. Let's find
Just
out his connections.
surveillance. Yeah,
Well, we can also use them as leverage.
we can follow him
necessary.
from his family to where he goes.
Or we can snatch his family. Force him to talk. Doesn't care about his own life. Maybe he'll care about theirs.
Might track him first, and then that's a plan B.
So what else did we find out in our interrogations?
Oh, with Jenny.
And with Jeremy. I mean, I had a brief chat with Jeremy when I took him back to Elysium. I definitely think he was wrong place, wrong time.
Yeah, he was definitely wrong place, wrong time. But
I think the prince agrees somewhat.
his abilities could be very handy.
Oh, yes.
He's a Malk. Yeah.
He's also a
Malks are very
shapeshifter. He will be able to
Malks
get
are
places we could never get.
But unfortunately, the sheriff is feeding off of him.
I
Sort
think
of.
he's I think he injected him with his blood, similar to what he wanted you to do with Jenny. Speaking of which, how did that go?
Well, it was fine till she blew up.
It was interesting. It's unusual to find one of our kind that intentionally joins the enemy.
Especially the SI. It's unusual the SI would employ Kindred.
Oh, it's not the first time they've done it. It's a great way to get rid of us because
It is
who better
definitely
to-
not the first, but still unusual.
yeah,
They don't
it's-
generally play well with our kind.
No. But yeah, she was interesting. She could take a fair whack of pain too. Shame she died.
From what I saw on the cameras, yeah. You looked like you had some fun, Echo. And Jackson just turns and winks at Echo with a partial smile.
Oddly enough, she was in the Sabbat and left. So she mentioned kindly about Billy. I'm thinking maybe we could actually try to talk to him.
Do you have any idea where he is?
Didn't you guys have a church idea?
Possible. We checked out the church close to Elysium. Definitely wasn't that church. It was an older church that we were looking.
If we can find him, how do you guys feel about talking with him? Not
Yeah, I don't know if
damaging
he
him.
really wants to talk with us after the last conversation we had with him.
Yeah.
Who?
Maybe
How
we
was
could
he
get a
when he?
meeting.
Yeah. How was he when he spoke to you?
It was
Okay.
actually rather nice until someone dug into his body and licked his fingers like a chicken.
Really? Yep. Really?
It was. There were dark times. We needed
Hey,
the
don't.
thing.
Hey, I'm not judging.
Hungry much?
I think you're learning, but you're doing well. It's fine. So, what do you guys reckon our next course of action is? Do we focus on Gerald? Focus on Billy?
I can try and get the Anarchs and some Sabat to meet at the yacht for the ball, possibly. If you guys work on the Gerald Stone angle.
Can we order takeaway here?
Want bags?
Zane, you don't fucking eat.
I used the thought. Jeez.
Zane, go in the next room and you'll find a fridge.
It's not takeaway.
Go.
Go and take it away.
You can take it out of the fridge, take it away, take it down the other end of this fucking building. You'll find another room with lots and lots of toys in it for you.
Zane, do you need a hand?
He's got a little baby.
Pip just throws the hand.
Also, there's the Mary Wade angle we need to.
Yeah.
I'm trying to focus.
What's going on?
Did the sheriff and the prince want us to do anything after this in particular? Did they give us a direction, or
no,
are we too?
in fact, the prince was. I said he did ask me about you, all of you, what my thoughts on were, all of you, whether I trusted you, whether he could trust you. I don't know why he put that kind of trust in me. I don't really know him. I have been loyal to the Camarilla since being here.
Zane, the footage that Sheriff Marco sent you has come up on the computer and is ready to play. It's fully downloaded. The camera footage from the parking yard. Jackson, you have a text in your phone. If you look in your Skype message, you will see it.
Do. Okay, Zane, you want to chuck it up on a big screen?
I walk over to the big screen, get my portable laptop out, and work out that I can't connect because I have no Wi-Fi.
Do here. You don't need to connect with Wi-Fi here. You can connect it straight via USB.
Or Bluetooth.
Or
if
Bluetooth.
your models of TV and computer are compatible.
Still no Wi-Fi within the building, but it's Bluetooth is active.
Exactly. I can't get any signal to download what I've just been sent.
You wouldn't have to download. Oh no, you wouldn't. Yeah, you wouldn't. Would you say that to Jackson?
Yep.
He would direct you to the. He would. He would direct you to a wall port, which will have access to internet.
And plugging it all up and letting it rip.
Sweet. Jackson, are you going to read the text first or watch the video first?
I'll read the text out while the video is set up to play. So, we're about to get some video footage from the second attack on the Prince. This is from the parking garage. The cars are grey, older model 98 Fairmont. Both vehicles are fire damaged, one worse than the other. Investigation that is this what I get from my guys or from
Yes.
Marco?
No, this is from your guys.
Okay. Investigation reveals scratch marks on the cars near the boots resemble runes, sort of or possibly letters WPH. Kind of hard to spot. So when you're ready, Zane, you want to pull that up.
And play.
The camera footage you guys receive is very grainy because it's off the old videotapes, same as the
Yep.
original Ball Night, but it's cleaned up, not too bad. The first piece of footage is a single camera of a guard. You see Billy talking to the gate guard just inside the first level of the parking garage for about an hour before the prince leaves. The date on the camera, which you well know is after the ball, 2 evenings to be exact. The guard looks blankly at Billy, nods, walks away from his post. Billy then goes into the little sort of gate guard house. He begins lowering the gate, and then you spot his eyes, notices the camera, and so he quickly moves his face out of the camera view. He's behind the guard hut now, just out of the way, still tapping at the computer but keeping his face away from the camera. He moves inside the space, taps a bit more on the computer, and then the camera turns blank. The footage then flicks to another camera. The timestamp shows it's about 10 minutes later. It looks to be the same clothes as the Billy you just saw in the distance. It's a bit hard to tell in the grainy footage, but going to the rear of a line of grey Ford Fairmont sedans, and this character spends a few moments behind them. Specifically one. He keeps out of view of the camera this time, mostly. Then it flicks to another camera an hour later. It shows the prince coming out of a doorway in the parking garage with his coterie and the sheriff. They speak for a bit. There's no audio, but you can see they're talking. Marco reaches for his phone and it looks like it's going off as it lights up. Marco walks back to the building, speaking into the phone as the door closes behind him. He waves to the prince, and the prince and his coterie enter the cars and move on. It flicks to the street camera, which shows an empty night street. The lights of the prince's cars come up to the top ramp near the exit. A man steps into view. He has his back to the camera. You can sort of see his side profile on the street here, but it looks like Billy, same attire as the first videos. You lose sight of his face as he steps forward. He tosses a ball-shaped device at the cars and it immediately bursts into flame, engulfing the front car. The video is a moving video, and as Billy moves along the front, the video follows like the profile of him. It's still from sort of the side rear of him, but after he's tossed this ball-shaped device, this bomb, the front car is engulfed in flame. It's totally on fire. Billy unslings 2 weapons. One looks to be maybe an automatic rifle that's across his back, and the other a crossbow that he pulls from under his coat. Gunfire shooting out at Billy as he fires a crossbow into one of the first cars. It smashes the window, and you can't tell perfectly from the camera, but it looks like there's someone in the passenger seat. He then fires the rifle upon the other vehicle, but as more and more gunfire seems to come back at Billy, his shape fades away into shadow. There's shadow in the street because it's evening, of course, and he disappears within it. He then reappears out of a shadow only a few meters away, shooting the crossbow into the second car, which you can clearly see is the prince in the back seat. From the camera view, the prince moves at such an amazing speed. It's like he knew it was coming and avoided the shot. Both cars are now in flames, and the gunshots are becoming way too much for this lone gunman. As he ducks behind a pillar for a moment, just to be a moment, hidden from the view of the prince and his coterie, but not from the camera. Billy's body contorts, his arms and shoulders shift and break. In seconds, he is a large wolf, and he leaps away at full speed. And that's the end of the video. It goes hazy.
Well, gives us a little bit of information.
Son of a bitch.
So Billy is Protean.
And with that, we shall end tonight's episode. We're only halfway through the night. The next game will be the rest of the evening.
Cool.
The rest of the night into the morning.
Awesome chat. Glad you guys
Well
could
done,
stop
team.
by. Another interesting turn of events.
Camera footage always helps.
Definitely.
So, go around the table, boss.
Yep. Usual story.
All right. Where do I start tonight? I'm going to start with Echo, your favourite moment.
I like Pip throwing the hand at Zane. The hand jokes are always good. And I liked actually I was very touched by Pip saying he couldn't work at the library anymore. That was really kind of bittersweet. So that's me.
Good eye. Jackson.
Yeah, I think Pip's seen at the library 100%. He again touching on that humanity, being a young kindred, new to this world, and still having that humanities tie still quite fresh, which is probably different for all the rest of the coterie at the moment. The fact we've been around a lot longer, so for Pip it'll be very, very fresh. So yeah, definitely a bit of an emotional moment there for him, sort of recognising that he can no longer be a part of that life, which I think is kind of cool.
Cool. Yeah, definitely a good scene. Zane.
Muted,
Is he
Jack.
muted?
Unmute. There we go. It did want to unmute. Skype problem. Anyway,
And I think your camera's autofocus is just fucking going crazy.
It shouldn't be doing that because it should be off. But anyway, yeah, Echo's lifelong friend she went and saw. I enjoyed that. That was awesome.
Cool. Yeah, she was fun to play. It was hard. It was hard trying to play a character I had to read up and watch a bit of.
And the storyteller's face when Jackson said he wants all the information with Sarah.
yeah, man. Yep. Magic and Mina in the chat. I'd love to have seen your faces with a few of those comments tonight. Obviously, metagaming, you can't know any of this, but so good. Okay, Aaron.
Two things. Peggy, she's now my favourite character.
She was awesome, 100%.
Giving Echo shit. And the other one was when Yanti put in chat about how we've got all this money, but we're all driving around beaters.
The reason for that.
Seemed to be a safe bet, eh? And Pip.
Yeah, mine has to be the Peggy Echo interaction too. It's just really good, but also Jackson's questioning of the loyalties of the group
and everyone passing their fucking resolve checks.
Yeah, nice.
It's only a difficulty 2, so it's not like it's hard to actually pass. But
for kindred, yeah.
Yeah, for kindred. For humans, there's no chance.
They fail, yeah. No, it's really good. That's it for you, Pip.
Catch your drags.
Yeah. Too used to Jackson by now. Maybe that's why we all pass.
Well, I mean, for like I say, it is relatively easy for most kindred. I mean, they generally think twice about questioning someone with Daunt up, but it's doable, obviously, with the resolve check if they wish to do it. So,
and for me, it was the question about loyalties as well. Especially, I think it was Zane's answer. So where does the loyalties lie? And Zane says, "Can I get back to you on that one?" Aaron made a comment about Jackson not even be able to secure his own building. I thought that was amusing too. And then Echo's
the thing is, it was secure. Nothing was breached, technically.
That's true. And then Echo's comment on, yeah, Aaron's loyal if you just give him the right bone. So I thought, yeah. And lastly, and I did have a few here, but Echo was talking about Pip and Billy's interaction too. Billy was nice until someone dug into his body and licked his fingers. I thought that was a great comment.
Cool, man.
Pure gold. You guys are all doing real good.
Awesome RP all round, guys. 100%. I think everyone did exceptionally well.
You have made some comments amongst the lot of you, and without seeing my skeleton story, it's amazing what you guys come up with and think of, and sometimes how close and sometimes how far away you are.
And that's just the thing. It's just where your mind goes, eh? Like you get into a story and you think, okay, what are all the possibilities? I mean, the natural way of thinking when you have those the kind of attacks that we're talking about, you naturally think, okay, there's a mole. There's only a handful of people knew when the prince was being moved. So it's either someone is doing some exceptional surveillance or someone from the inside is leaking information. So there's only very few possibilities here, and then that just branches out from there.
Yeah. So I've got a massive page of information tonight that I've more notes than any other night that I've had to write down. So I've got a bit of work ahead of me this week. So we will come to the next half of this night. There may be a chance where we skip a night, depending on how everything goes. But generally, we'll try to play it night for night. But yes, there is a bit more of this night to come. So thank you, everybody.
Yep. So as I said earlier, guys, next week will be Vampire Masquerade on Sunday, but the 11th of July, the week after, we'll be taking a break from VTM for a night, and we will be doing our Paradigm one-shot, which is reintroducing, bringing back the original characters from Campaign 1 to do a one-shot together, and the Paradigm universe set 10 years after the events of the end of Campaign 1. So that'll be on the 11th of July. It'll be posted on the Discord. It's all pretty much ready to go. I've got all the information sorted. The Foundry's all sorted for it. And we are ready to go for that. So we'll have VTM next Sunday. And then on the 11th will be Paradigm One Shot. Don't forget, come back again on Wednesday night for some Curse of Strahd, for more D&D on Wednesday night. And then the following Friday, we'll be back over on Yanti's channel doing some Stormlord's Wrath as well. Some more D&Ds over there. Keep an eye on Discord. Announce whenever I go live over there. We normally do some gaming and stuff during the week, some map stuff. Just depends on what I'm feeling. I'm possibly going to do some mini painting on stream sometime this week. I haven't decided what day yet, but I have a pit fiend to paint and a green dragon. So we've got some paint to do, and I decided I'll do it on stream. So everyone come hang out, listen to music while I do some mini painting. We can talk D&D and all that stuff. Keep an eye on the Discord for that as well. So, raid, I guess. We should raid somebody. Who is online, chat?
Echo, are they, you said there's invites to the yacht. I'm just curious as a person. Does the prince and Sarah get an invite to the yacht party?
Ooh.
Yeah, do we invite the prince?
I love the prince.
Do we invite the Camarilla at all?
Yeah, if it's neutral ground, I don't know if I'll have to think on it, because I don't know that the prince would feel it would be neutral ground if there's 7
Yeah, well, considering technically it's not Elysium, so
yeah. So, ooh, I'll think about it.
He might actually go, what the fuck, guys, and start killing people.
Possibly.
The book signing, it will be openly advertised. Just bear that in mind.
Yeah, it'd be interesting if he just turns up.
Mind you, I don't know if he's on the internet.
Well, no, he probably wouldn't be. So, gonna raid God.
No gate crash.
Let's raid. But Sarah's on the internet, yeah. So there's a strong possibility that we're at this thing.
All the controllers lost now.
Well, it's just a book signing.
Well, the thing is, is it a public thing, or is it a invite only thing?
The blood drive / book signing.
Okay.
Cosplay event.
Yeah, well, it makes sense.
Masquerade ball.
That's why it's an open bar, because it's blood drive.
Seems fair. So Aussie Dev is playing some game. He's playing Visage. We can go watch him shit himself. Apparently he's had 57 screams already. He's only been going for 2 hours. So I think we'll raid him and see if we can give him a scare on the raid. And that'll be it for us this evening, ladies and gents. We will see you again either tomorrow or Tuesday, but definitely Wednesday for some more D&D. You guys are awesome. Thank you for the biddies, Satan. I saw you drop another 25 biddies in the chat. Bingats for the raid right at the start. And as I said, we'll see you guys when we see you. As soon as this up here, we'll start the raid. Started. And we'll say goodbye. Ciao for now.